The Clymire Podcast. Stay tuned. The Clymire Podcast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode in the Clymire Podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about music and how I relate to it. And my favorite genre in music, the one I cannot deny no matter what, is metal. I'm just a really heavy metal fan. I have it in my veins. There's many bands that I listen to, but lately I've been listening to a lot of new really small bands. They're really great. You'll be listening to many of these bands that I'm currently listening to on the podcast. They're pretty much uncopyrighted bands. I'll leave the description of each of the bands. You can check out the information of all of the bands on each one of the episodes that you listen to down in the description. You can go ahead and check the band out and like and share if you like it and support the bands. Because they're really great artists. I think they deserve more credit than what they're getting right now. But yeah, favorites top bands right now from the top of my head, Linkin Park, one of them. Okay, I know Linkin Park is not really in the heavy metal genre, but they're one of my top bands. They're pretty much one of the pioneers that I listened to at first that got me into that road. And lately, their lead singer Chester Bennington passed away. May he rest in peace. That was a really big hit in my life. Like, I never got the opportunity to actually see them live, much less see Chester live in person. But it really struck me down. That news. Like, I just couldn't believe it when I first saw it. I went and researched every social media, every news website, and just to confirm if what I was seeing and listening to was real. Like, I never thought that somebody's dead, somebody that I did not ever knew in person or ever talked to in person would hit me that hard. But it really hit the nerve. But it is what it is. The other top bands right at the top of my head right now, one of my top favorites, Bullet for My Valentine. Totally love Bullet. They're like in that section, that VIP section of my bands that I really like. Tears Don't Fall, All the Things I Hate Revolve Around Me, all these songs, these tracks that really made an impact in my life. Ever since they became big around 2005, 2006, pretty long time ago, like a decade ago. And Korn, they're like the new metal masters. They're like the number one when it comes to new metal. Okay, Korn, definitely Korn. Love Jonathan Davis' vocals. The band in itself is just musically they're incredible musically. Hopefully, I get the opportunity to go to one of their concerts sometime soon. I hope none of those members kick the bucket anytime soon, because that would be a really bummer for myself. But yeah, the genre and the metal, I really loved it, and pretty much came in contact with metal back around 2004. I was really young. I was like 10. I was like 10 years old, and there was this uncle of mine It was around Christmas, family together, whatever, whatnot. And we had this stereo system, and grandma had like a shitload of CDs, country music, cheras, and just Latin music, Spanish music, romantic music, anything that you can think of that's not related to heavy metal, rock, hip hop, or whatnot. But there was this one CD. There's one CD. I do not know which band it was, what album it was, or any other songs in the CD. And I pretty much never ever saw the CD again. But this uncle of mine played that CD one day, and there were these really heavy tracks on that CD, really heavy. And he was listening to it. He wasn't really into it, but he was just curious. He was just listening really attentively to the music, the lyrics, everything that revolved around that CD. And I unconsciously, that was like the first time I ever heard that. I was loving it. Inside me, I was like, oh my god, what is this? What is this? Where is it coming from? Where has it been all my life? And the metal was so great. Oh man, I was craving for more. But this uncle of mine, he kept cutting in each track. He kept moving on forward with each track that came by. And I was so young, I was so nervous. I really didn't want to tell him like, no, leave it there. I want to keep listening to it, because my family pretty much always had like a negative view when it came to this type of music. So I was kind of scared to approach them with the fact that I really loved it, that I really loved this type of music. But years went by. Later on, like a year and a half later, or 2 years later, I came across in my mom's house. I came across a CD. Now this I do remember. This CD had like those 90s rap songs, 90s hip hop songs, but it had this one little I don't know if it's considered rock or not, but it's pretty much this song, this band is pretty much what began my trajectory towards this type of music. And that was Nickelback, and the song was This Is How You Remind Me. Oh my god, I played that track over and over and over and over again. I was so hyped for it. And next thing I remember, I grabbed the CD and I went over to my neighbor's house. My great old childhood friend went over to his house, and I knocked on his door, and I'm like, yo dude, you gotta check this out. This is like the most amazing thing I've ever heard. Now keep in mind, at that time, this friend of mine, he was like really, really, really into this reggaeton music. Like he was a die-hard fan when it came to that type of music at that time. But I showed him the CD. He liked the song too, and he kind of felt like I opened a door that day. And he told me, hey Goose, since you like that type of music, you should check this song out. I kind of had this song here, and I pretty much liked it, but I don't really play it at all, at all. And guess what? It was a song called By Myself from Linkin Park. Unbelievable. That was like the first time I've heard Linkin Park. And I was like, oh my god, you gotta play it again, you gotta play it again. And over and over and over again. It was like only these two songs, and we kept playing it over and over again. He had access to the internet. He had a computer, and he pretty much became intrigued when it came down to heavy metal, heavy rock. And the next thing he started investigating. He started learning more and more and more. And me on the other hand, I kept going more often to his house. And every day we would learn of a new band, learned of a new song. and we would just rock it out. We were kids. We were like 12. We were 12, 13. We were so young, but we were like loving this type of music. But along the road, there came a lot of situations where our families or family friends or in school where they thought that we were heading pretty much the wrong direction, satanism. But no, it's not really like that. Like, if you really know what metal, what rock really is, you would totally know and agree that it's not really about the music, but it's more like a personal thing when it comes down to good or bad. But whatever, I just love the type of music. Doesn't mean I'm satanic or whatnot. But yeah, it was really a difficult transition for friends, family, folks, and yeah, it was that stage in your life where you became like emo-ish, and this other big band that came to fame around that time was My Chemical Romance. Oh my! Everyone was like a My Chemical Romance fan. It did not matter whether you really were like a metal fan or not, rock fan or not. My Chemical Romance, they just blew off the charts. Every radio station, no matter what type of music they play, My Chemical Romance was in it. Okay, and yeah. So every day there was like a new band, there was like a new song. The internet just blew our minds off. It literally, like there were so many bands, so many music, so many songs. It was infinite. There was no limit to it. Every day there was something new, and that's how I came into the music. Now, pretty much, I in the past years I researched why it is that I love this type of music so much. Because along the way I made some friends. I made a lot of new friends and some friends who actually related with me with the same music taste. Now, with these friends, with all of the friends that I have the same music taste on, we all pretty much share one thing or a few things in our lives that affect us internally, that pretty much, it's like a trigger. It's like it's like a switch that turns on and off. And that switch was the fact that most of us had a void or have a void in our hearts, in our lives, when it comes to love, when it comes to family. Like in my case is the fact that I grew up without a father, without knowing a father or having a father figure. And I think up to today, I think that pretty much was a trigger. That void was like a trigger inside me that kind of made me, find peace and relief in this type of music. Even though it's hard, heavy, hardcore, but for some of us, it relieves anxiety, stress, pain, anger. It's like it takes it all in and it makes you expel it all out, and it makes you feel good. It makes you feel good at the end of the day. That's pretty much something we had in common with most of the friends that I made, that we had the same taste in music. But later on, I started to listen to other type of music, other genre like hip hop. I learned that I actually love and I am like a huge fan of Drake the rapper. And I don't say this because we pretty much almost look alike, but I really, really love this guy's music. Me personally, I think he's amazing. He's an amazing artist, and the work he does it just goes beyond my words. And I hope someday, I hope that I can get to see him perform live. And yeah, shout outs to Drake. Drake is like amazing. And once more, well, we reached the end of this episode for now. We might do a part two to it because it really goes beyond more. There's still like a lot more to talk about when it comes to music. But if you liked, please share, leave a like, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And well, that'll be all for today, guys. Thank you so much for listening, and please visit our Facebook page where you'll be able to receive news about the new contents and about the new series that are being planned out and that are gonna be coming up ahead. Okay, thank you so much, and have a great day.